Today, I want to show you how you can hit at least 1 million up to, I think my personal record was at least 83 or 87 million in the current Somnoir. You've probably seen this achievement before, and while the number seems really high, if you do this instead of getting diddled by WutheringWaves, I'm sure you'll get much closer to getting it. Quick disclaimer, this might work with more characters than what you see here. It depends on what the character does. So, how do you do it? As prerequisites, you'll need Shorekeeper or a character that can support you while either using the Fawn or Echo, or that can build stacks quickly without doing too much damage. Then you'll need the main DPS that you want to do it with, and a filler character you'll barely use, if at all. Going into the realm, the key to success that you're looking for, quite literally, is flow. Flow is a key green by color, and by dealing damage continuously, it'll stack your crit rate and the damage dealt. Once you have it, go through the next realms as normal. Always look out for the cats in stones or in corners so you can get more metaphors. Metaphors you need to focus on can depend on your DPS, though since it's a purely attack, crit, and stacks type route we're going, it doesn't really matter. That said, the ideal route would go like this. You definitely want to grab the Bird of Friendship, Risky Game, any metaphors with attack and crit, ideally the golden ones, Crystal of Contradiction, the Green Gear, Prophecy of Destruction, the Lament Epoch, Power Hammer, Compound Net, Windseeker, the Attack Sound Notes, and anything that coincides with the resonator of your choosing, so HP, base attack, resonant skill damage, res lit damage, or others. Then there's the order in which you need to get these in, which is so important. You'd want to get your attack and crit up as much as possible before getting the sound papers, meaning the mask, attack scrolls, the green gear, and the crystal, which converts HP on your ultimate into attack. The ideal attack rate for the sound papers is around 5.6 thousand and upwards. Then using the sound papers, your attack effectively gets doubled, meaning you get ridiculous numbers like 13,000 attack, over 500 crit damage, and 300 crit rate. Rookie numbers, really. But at the same time, this also locks your attack, meaning any attack boosting metaphors afterward will be useless and ignored. Once you have everything, and a couple filler ones, because the perfect run doesn't exist, you'd also want to get this gear. This one makes the dream state permanent, which you need for the stacks, but says something about never exceeding 1k attack. Ignore this. Due to the sound papers locking our attack, this gets completely ignored by the game itself. As for the big boy tokens, which you get for beating bosses every 3 stages in the Somnium, you'd want to take the 2 cards and the conch. Ideally, get the conch in the second boss so you can build stacks on your DPS easier. On that note, let's get to character usage. Metaphors are fine and all, but how do I exactly use my team? Thanks to the main metaphors, your DPS gets stacks based on how many things they kill. You'd want to completely kill everything in every stage with your DPS only to get the maximum 50 stacks. If you can, completely empty the outro gauge of the useless third in the party, so we can use it later to not accidentally kill the boss later on with an accidental intro. Trust me, it happened way too many times. If you got lucky and got your 50 stacks pre-stage 10, use that stage to fill the 500 stacks on your support. Then you can even use the third useless character and their outro to buff your DPS, like Somnoir, which gives brand basic attack damage. If you couldn't, carefully farm them on the last boss with Fawner. Do note that you do need the full 500 stacks for this to work. Buy whatever at stage 11, but remember, attack won't bring you much if you got the sound paper, and HP might make your support like Shorekeeper nuke the boss. And finally, the last boss. With everything in place, this setup is very sensitive. One wrong intro and/or attack can turn this thing into dust. If you have your stacks in place, chances are your support got their outro. Offload this one onto the third slot, preferably someone like Somnoir that can't jump that high, switch back to your DPS, and do whichever attack does the most damage. For most, it's the ult, and for Brunt here, it's Forte. And that's pretty much it. There's some kinks and tweaks to work out, like you can't leave the Somnoir or else it will kill your stacks, but runs can very much differ, so I recommend trying this multiple times. I'll put one of my own runs here so you can see it visually and copy if needed. And with that, I hope you have fun nuking bosses.